You deserve God's goodness. Reverend Ike, Sundays. What's up? What's up, Patreon family? What's the deal? What's the deal? God's goodness, chapter 6. The good Reverend with the word coming through heavy. You deserve God's goodness. You deserves God's goodness. You know, it's an interesting thing when we talk about God's goodness because you are God, and in you being God, you are supposed to understand that you can bring forth the manifestations according to your mind alone, according to what you want to see come forward. Remember, in Coming to America, Simi was living it up. He said, "Man, fuck all that bullshit. We princes, we're the kings, we're the gods. I'm about to have heaven on earth." But if you don't understand that concept and don't understand your semi consciousness in the aspect of you have that ability to bring forth the particular manifestation, then you're going to be human and human until you transition and figure it out. You deserve God's goodness. For I say unto you that except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, you shall in no case enter into the kingdom of heaven. Except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, you shall in no case enter into the kingdom of heaven. So your kingdom of heaven is up here. This is your heaven, your mind. Being in peace, joy, bliss with yourself is heaven. And not having no fight, internal fight with the aspect of, egotistical draw, moralism, yourself, essentially, right? You know you and you're in love with you, so people's words can't affect you, right? The outside world shouldn't be able to affect you because it's an illusion, right? And what's the bigger play in the bigger game is that you're gonna vibrate into another reality where you don't see none of the drama and trauma that actually affects the humans, the automatons, because again, you're in such a higher vibration that it falls off of you. Even if you see it, it doesn't affect you. You feel me? So now we just got to put ourselves in God's graces, your inner G, inner God, right? And tap into that G. Remember, G is the seventh letter of the alphabet. So in that seven, you got to get to the crown. Seven chakras, seven C's, seven emotions, your crown, the the kingdom, the crown. You you're being the king, right? You're wearing your king, you're knowing, right? Kether, you feel me? The kingdom. So the knowing is the knowledge of that you're receiving because you have all the answers within you. You know it. You're just acting like you don't because you're trying to play human. Hey, I'm telling y'all, wait until you get into this godhood. All right, it says a science of living principle. It is not enough in life to live morally and ethically. You must also have the proper self awareness to enjoy the riches of the kingdom of heaven. Don't let me. Don't let me get on your ass. I'm gonna read that again. It is not enough in life to live morally and ethically. You must also have the proper self awareness, right? Self gnosis, knowledge of self, to enjoy the riches of the kingdom, king crown, remember tiara, whatever, of heaven, which is your mind being in peace, joy, bliss. So doing your chakra work, Patreon family, doing that when we did the 3 day creative visualization, doing that guided meditation that I put y'all on, right? Receiving light, cosmic light that can be scientifically proven into the aspect of you receiving these peptides or photons. That's invisible light codes that helps you move differently in this world. Sometimes in preaching about Brother Job, the fundamentalist minister uses the subject, why do the righteous suffer? In other words, why do seemingly good people suffer? Brother Job's children were taken away, his health was taken away, and his wealth was taken away. Even his wife said to him, you might as well curse God and die. Why did all these things happen to Job, a righteous man? But I ask you, was Job righteous or religious? Uh-oh. The religion indoctrination. Hello. You're binded to something that's man-made laws that's creating you to be a shell of yourself. I want to go into this. I want to go into this in this lesson because sometimes some of you good people remind me of Brother Job. Let's get it, man. This sounds good. We're about to get through it. Can the morally straight suffer? I've said this before and it bears repeating here. You can be morally straight and mentally crooked and you will still suffer. You can be morally straight and mentally crooked and you will still suffer. So the mind is all, the universe is mental, right? So if we're talking about mentalism, we're talking about receiving information that actually puts you in a winning position because God is the one that's giving you the place. We were just watching I guess this is episode 5 of BMF, the new season. I guess we're in season 4, right? And essentially the parents, they were going broke. They were, broke. And the mama saying, I don't have no money to pay my rent. The daddy, he lost his job. He wanted to do his guitar thing or on the road with his band and stuff. And he just didn't have no money. He was out of there, you feel me? And he crying and stuff, saying, I want to do good for my family. Meanwhile, they doing all that praying, and God is literally, and her nigga, here go your kids. Message, hello, your kids, Big Meech, T, they big time drug dealers. They wearing clothes that can pay your whole rent for a year. God is screaming at you, hey, nigga, get your moralism ass out of here. Let me give you this money. And the parents like, I ain't taking none of that drug money. Y'all getting it in the wrong way. They came from your nutsack. They came out of your womb. And you sitting here playing when they doing it anyway, right? So the moralism is fucking them up in this earth realm because again, God has put them. Let's just get off of if it's right or wrong. They, BMF doing whatever to the hood. Cool. Remember, like and alike are the same. All of this stuff is in game, right? Some people's journey was to come down here to be the drug dealer. Remember, you can't have a superhero without a bad guy, right? And vice versa. So now, all of a sudden, you're going to have to see when God sends you the boat. Nigga, so they got this story, right? There's a guy, he's drowning. He's in the water, he's drowning in the middle of the ocean. He's drowning. He said, a boat comes by. The nigga say, nah, I'm gonna wait for God. God got me and he's gonna save me. A bigger boat comes by. He said, hey, you need some help? I'm gonna wait for God. God got me. A third big boat come by, a cruise ship come by. They say, hey, you need some help? We got you. Nah, God got me. The whole time he transitioned, boom, the whole time, God, he goes up to heaven. God says, or he says, why you didn't save me, God? He said, nigga, I sent you 3 boats. What you doing? So, it's not going to look like what you think it is. That's the whole moral of the story. Even though that one was pretty obvious, like, nigga, he sent you a boat. But the idea is, like, sometimes we got to get off of our high horse and understand that some things is going to come in the form of unmorally, quote unquote, things. So BMF, Big Beach, and T, they got it. These are your kids. Hello, am I missing something? Maybe I'm a chaos being, so maybe I just don't understand how they gonna be struggling, and your peoples, your children, is up. Chaos in the blood, baby. Let's keep it going. Okay, so I want to read that part again. I've said this before, and it bears repeating here. Reverend Ike repeats it. You can be morally straight and mentally crooked, and you will still suffer. You can be morally and ethically straight and correct. Yes, you can, Mr. Good Person, Good Shepherd dude. But if you do not know how to positively relate to your emotions and the process of your mind, you will suffer. And this is what happened to Job. So you got to relate to your emotions, energy, emotions, your chakra system, your 7 C's. Because nigga, if they was tapped into their crown, they would say to themselves, get off of the moralism, so say this, oh, God then came and blessed me with my son Big Meech paying my rent for the year. Let them die in vain, baby. Look, let's step back and even look at it from a different lens, right? Boom. What's the pastor name? He got a Creflo Dollar. Nigga name is Creflo Dollar. This nigga believes that in his heart, he believes he needs a Bentley, 3 Bentleys, and a plane. From your money. He don't give a fuck what you talking about, boy. He like, nah, it's title again. You deserves God's goodness. He's saying in himself, I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about, nigga. That's mine. I need a plane to keep on bringing this good God's word. A private plane. Nice, too. With my name on the bitch. 3 Bentleys. Mansion. What's the dude? White boy, Joel Osteen. Hell nah, y'all can't come in this. Nigga, people that's offering the money, it's a flood in Texas, flood in Houston. Nah, y'all can't come in this church house. This is only for God's goodness. Hell nah. This nigga probably getting $500,000 a weekend. And they like, nope. Stay y'all broke asses over there. White boy, Joel Osteen, I deserve God's goodness. Look, that's what Reverend Ike is saying. He's like, look, man, hey, look. It is what it is. Turn up or be shut up. Because look, at the same time, at the end of the day, right, even just break it down to your jobs and shit, right? What they're paying you is a blip of what they're actually making. They're making 20 times off of you, 30 sometimes, 40. So because you feel like this $20 an hour is cool or whatever, right? Okay, I'm cool with this, good, right? But you don't even realize for every hour you working, they making $300 off of you an hour. You feel me? So then, who's to justify the scale of how much you should get paid? Hey, I'm just telling y'all what it is. We got to really break this concept down because that moralism is fucking you up. That religious motif has binded a lot of people into a travesty of themselves, shell of themselves. And some people still might have a religious motif because they still praying to something outside of themselves, like Oshun, like Aset, like Osar and shit, like Heru. They might be thinking like, oh, okay, let me worship this particular thing, when these entities, deities are energies inside of you. They're inner G's, inner guides inside of you. And you're just turning on the light bulb to activate your subconscious mind so you can move in a particular manner that serves you, God. It says, Job said, the thing I greatly feared has come upon me. And that is exactly what got Job, the thing. He didn't even know what the thing was. Just like some of you, you don't know why you feel so bad, but you go around afraid of what might happen. This is Reverend Ike. You see the picture? I'm just telling you what it is. You're afraid to, back in their time too, shacking up was a thing. So niggas was afraid to shack up, and they struggling. If you wasn't married, you couldn't shack up or whatever that religion thing was, right? Boom. Cool. So now people morally binded to an idea that was made up, and now they don't shack up to save money. Back then too, we talking about the 70s, 80s, that would take them up out of here or push them to another level. Absolutely amazing, that moralism trap. That's crazy. He didn't even know what the thing was. Just like some of you, you don't know why you feel so bad, but you go around afraid of what might happen. You go around with your feelings dragged in the dirt. Then you go to a psychiatrist for 10 years and pay him $15,000, and you still don't know why you feel so bad. And your psychiatrist doesn't either. We know why, because you're confined to an idea, moral structure that was made up to keep you in a box, that was made up to keep you in religiosity rules, that was made up to keep you as an upstanding citizen. Telling you, y'all go get my book, Chaos. Y'all read it? Shit, I might post it in the Patreon family, so y'all can read it again. Nigga, I put principles in there just so you can break free of the mental construct, the box that's keeping you locked in and boxed in. All right, here we go. Let's get it. It is not enough in life to live morally and ethically straight. You must also have the correct self-awareness. You must know yourself. You have to learn how to lift up your feelings yourself, to lift up your emotions. You have to learn to control your feelings and your emotions yourself. You have to learn to go inside yourself and develop a positive self-image. So Creflo Dollar, he has a positive self-image about himself. Reverend Ike, positive self-image. Hey, I can't make it up. You see, you thinking that they're wrong or whatever. You feel me? They're thinking like, shit, I'm good. I'm not worried about it. Shit, I deserves God's goodness. You deserves God's goodness. That's the chapter this is. It said, okay, boom. Alcohol and drugs are not working techniques. Uh-oh, here we go. So now he probably going to go into, you're suppressing the energy based off of trying to smoke it away, drink it away. And you really got to deal with the emotions of you being the devil. Hey, devil backwards is lived. So I'm just telling you what it is, baby. You better turn up in this bitch. You need to be living right now. You are the devil with the horns, with the pineal gland horns, and you can see past the veil of these tricks. Don't let these Caucasian people play you like that, boy. You're going to let them keep on winning, spinning you like a goddamn merry-go-round in this bitch. Just because you are too afraid to tap into your inner G, your inner God. Nigga, you got, all right, let me get off because hey, we got to remember, you're going to transition. You don't want to transition pissed the fuck off because you've been playing this safe and shit. You better Malcolm X in this Malcolm X this thing. Hey, eye for an eye. We running it up. What's up? You feel me? It says, it was my pleasure to share my techniques with the psychiatrist at the Harvard Medical School Department of Psychiatry in Boston some years ago. I'll never forget that session. I had a lot of these big, important, expensive doctors of psychiatry right at my fingertips. They were casing me out, and I was casing them out. I have a number of friends who are psychiatrists, and it always feels like a game of cat and mouse when I'm around them because I know they are casing me out. But when I started explaining the philosophy of this ministry, the positive self-image psychology that we teach, they all sat up and listened. And it didn't cost them $1,000. One of my friends, a psychiatrist, told me that at their last psychiatric convention, psychiatrists drank more liquor than any convention in the history of that hotel. I won't tell you what city and what hotel, but I will tell you emphatically that liquor and drugs are not techniques that work. Okay, so probably what was happening with these psychiatrists is they're bringing in a lot of different energies from people. So then when they consume it, and because you got to feel where somebody's coming from or put yourself in somebody's shoes, then essentially what happens is, you don't know how to handle the emotions and you don't know how to let go and release, right? So like when I do my consultations, I have releasing techniques and releasing music to let go of that spirit that I just consumed in the consultation. So instead of me drinking and smoking it away, I do the spiritual techniques based off of a fire ass sound that Yosef gave me because we was talking about it, and then based off of also um, a quick visualization to release any spirit that might have attached to me in that particular session. It says you should not have to depend on alcohol or drugs or anything outside of you to give you a high. That's good. They won't get rid of the thing. When you do depend upon these things to give you a high, you haven't found the real thing yet. You can find the real thing through the presence and power of God within you. This is the highest high. Okay, so that's good, Reverend Ike. So now Reverend Ike is speaking on the aspect of you being high on you. So now that puts you in a particular power frequency that overrides any moral compass because you know you. So now when you're that high up, telling you some of these young guys, they got it. I'm here, their crown chakra is on. Their crown chakra is activated because essentially they going for theirs and they don't give a fuck. And they don't give a fuck about nobody's opinions online or none of that shit. They just going for theirs in their particular way and manner. Feel me? Which is fire and which is something we need to applaud and study. So this high that you're feeling is basically the knowing, right? Or the knowledge of self that's coming from your crown, your kingdom shit. Like the king knows, the queen knows. You feel me? Okay. Okay, it says it isn't enough to be moral and ethical. It isn't enough just to be a good person, to be moral and to be ethical. It isn't enough to consider yourself righteous or religious. You must have a proper self-identity. You must believe that you deserve God's goodness. That's the step. You must believe that you deserve this stuff too. Everything. You can't feel bad because your family members and friends ain't getting it. And you're trying to stay just like them. Nah, nigga, fuck that. You gotta rise to the occasion because you're God. Just because they choose to live in their pity and sorrow doesn't mean you have to. You deserve God's goodness. So, in you deserving God's goodness, you need to understand that you have to place yourself in a position of high authority. I don't give a fuck how you want to shake it. That's it. Because again, if you're not placing yourself in high authority, right, then essentially you feel like, okay, I'm just like everybody else. You're not, nigga. That's why you're listening to me. Because again, you're a God trying to wake yourself up. So I want the Patreon family to understand heavy, right? That we're here to understand ourselves from a God perspective as a human and how we can make plays in this particular reality just by tapping in with our God power alone. It said, Jesus said, except your righteousness exceeds the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, you shall in no case enter into the kingdom of heaven. This even answers the question that Job asks, why do the righteous suffer? Because they don't believe that they deserve God's goodness. They ask for God's goodness in their prayers, but they don't believe they deserve it. If you don't believe you deserve God's goodness, what do you believe then? Are you believing you deserve the opposite of good? Message. If you are, maybe that is why you are getting it. So again, remember that the biggest aspect is to have the self-belief that everything is working out in your favor and everything is going great for you. So instead of you complaining about how expensive the grocery bills are, right? Say, wow, I'm God. I'm thankful that I can pay these grocery bills. Arigato, which arigato means thank you that I can pay these grocery bills. When you receive money, arigato, thank you for the blessings that I receive, right? It's a mind switch. So instead of you saying, man, these groceries is how much? Oh my God, man, who got the food stamps? Instead of you saying that, say in your mind, oh, I'm so blessed to be able to pay these groceries. Man, I'm so, hey, it's going down, baby. I have it. I got it. I'm good. You feel me? Money comes to me easily and effortlessly. So thank you, Spirit, for me to have the ability to pay these groceries. Gotta switch your mind on that because you deserve God's goodness. And then when you walking in that step, you know that you're God and you know that you deserve God's goodness. So don't feel bad about everybody else can't get it, right? You just got to know that you getting it. Nothing can come to you unless you draw it. Many times things happen to good religious people and people who think they are righteous and they don't understand why. They say, now why would this person do me out of this? Why do these things happen to me? If somebody is always doing you out of something, watch out. It means that somewhere in your subconscious psychology message, there is some kind of negative belief. It could be the belief that you are not deserving. What we've just been talking about. You are deserving. It could be the belief that nothing can come to you unless you believe. Oh, okay, wait, it says nothing can come to you unless you believe you deserve it. And nothing can go from you unless you believe you don't deserve it. Okay, so that's an important aspect. So now, how are you thinking? Is the positive self image? Are you programming yourself with positive self images, right? Because again, what's going to happen is when you do program yourself with positive self images, then good things are going to happen. Now, when the good things are happen, you got to say, yeah, that's right. I knew it. Thank you, Spirit. Arigato. You feel me? Because it's you, it's your new divine destiny, right? And you got to define it heavy in your mind. You are not going to get anything that you don't really believe you deserve. And if you do appear to get something that you really don't think you deserve, you think it's too good for you. Don't worry, it'll slip away. Chaos in the blood, baby. Somebody else will come along and take it off your hands. So it is very important that you think you deserve the best. You deserve the best and with little effort, nigga. Yes, sir, you deserve the best and with little effort. You see, sometimes people might be thinking, "Oh, I gotta work super hard to get it." I did that with the Princess and the Frog movie. They did that with they did that in that movie. Tiana, the black girl, right? The little black girl, she said, "Oh, I gotta work hard, hard work, hard work, hard work." Meanwhile, the little white girl, "Oh, I make it happen. Wish upon a star and it's coming to me, baby. I'm winning. I'm out here winning. I'm gonna get the prince." You feel me? Different mentalities, different switch of words. So they do that purposely to keep black people working hard and enslaving themselves and putting themselves in a conundrum of their spirit. Nigga, if you see some of these damn ancient monuments that they're finding now, black god, royalty, king shit, they finding all this stuff underground under huge caverns and stuff. Black faces, royalty shit, real fly shit. I'm gonna post a video, Patreon family watch. No, I posted it to y'all. Yeah, I already posted it. Yeah, I did. You go, yeah, that video that I just showed y'all. Black royalty fly shit. Gold. Cave of Wonders type shit. I'm like, damn. Shit, I was even stuck. I was like, damn, is this for real? That's what I was thinking. I'm like, damn, is this for real? I'm looking at it like, damn. I knew, we were kings and shit like that, but niggas on some real, hey, watch me work. Watch it. Real shiny shit, boy. What? You are a child of God. Your belief about yourself should be based upon your knowledge of who and what you are in God and who and what God is in you. Your belief about yourself must be based upon spiritual reality. Must be based upon spiritual reality. The end. You can't believe you're a human. You got to know that you're a God. Energy doesn't die, it just transfers, right? You can't create. Energy is not created or destroyed. It just keeps on going. You're the alpha omega. You're the one. You are it. So now if you are it, then that means you can make it happen. Your belief about yourself must be based upon spiritual reality. You deserve the best because you are a child of God. Say to yourself, I deserve the best because I am a child of God. So if God is the all omega, alpha and omega, right, and you're a child of God, then obviously, what's up, God? Chaos in the blood. And when you pray, believe this. Believe you deserve all of God's goodness. Don't just say empty words. Affirm to yourself, I deserve the best because I am a child of God. I don't deserve the best because I'm better than anybody else. I deserve the best because I am God's child and I deserve all of God's goodness. The good Reverend Ike with the word of the day. Shout out to the God. You deserve God's goodness. Understand it. Know it. I know what it is, Patreon family. Peace to the gods.